this thing. Is it worth picking up sound? It should be. Hey everyone, welcome to Writer's Corner. This is going to be my final day recording at this place. My family just bought a new house, so we'll be moving into that. That'll be really exciting, but it's given me a lot of chaos in my life, as you might be able to imagine. And good thing I did a video on dealing with chaos. But it's been really chaotic. And you might be able to tell from the tone of this video that things are changing in my life. My life is getting busier. I'm doing more events, and it's been difficult to maintain every aspect of my life that I've been wanting to maintain, unfortunately. And some stuff in my life has just been piling up and been forcing me to evaluate what's most important in my life right now. Going through things like my connection to my family, my girlfriend, some of my friends, all of my creative efforts, my professional ones. And I've decided with my family, Elizabeth, and things like Launchpad is most important to me, being able to have the capability to provide whenever I want to move out and building up the professional part of my business. However, writing continues to distract from that, and it continues to not bring in everything that I want. Whenever I became an author and I started the whole thing, I knew it was going to be a long haul for it, but I never thought it would take this long. 3 years since I've been published, and it's been difficult. Every step of the way has been pushing and tugging and just trying to get people on board, just working my butt off to get one person to buy the book. And with a Launchpad client, that 1% of energy it pays off for months at a time, and it lets me fulfill the creative parts of my life that I want to, and writing just hasn't done that for me. And whenever I look at what brings me the most happiness for writing or for creative pursuits in general, writing doesn't make it to the top of the list as much as it used to. I've just been looking at what other ways I can do, how I can help out my family, what I can do in relation to my dad's business, just different things that can help me as I want to become independent, and me and my girl provide for each other and for the life that we want. You ruined it! Okay. April Fool! I'm Skyping with Elizabeth off camera right now. She's sticking her tongue out at me, doing the okay thing. Speaking of which, guys, it's just a day of trickery all around. It's like I'm fooling you. I'm like a regular Logan Paul, like one of those Pauler boys who just continue to pull the wool over your eyes and make you think that you're actually getting genuine content. Oh, what, you wanted genuine content? Like Legendland here? Oh, it's fantastic. Have you heard about it? Have you heard about it? Oh, but can your chair do this? Can your chair? Oh, please let this work. Please let this work. Please. Ha! I actually think I may be stuck like this now. I've uploaded new content on Wattpad for Legendland Tale of the Nameless God. I have new writing available for you all to look at. Writing Sphere is going to complement Launchpad and YouTube, and it's all going to work together in a hopefully harmonious way. So how do you trick your readers into thinking different things about your characters? Well, you blatantly lie. What I'm saying is that whenever you're wanting to trick your readers into thinking certain things about your characters, it's important to hide certain attributes or personality traits behind other traits within their personality, to only show half of the picture, per se. And also, it's very important to leave breadcrumbs behind, showing a little bit more each time. And a great way to do that is to have small subplots that suddenly start and stop. So whenever you have an investigation that suddenly hits a dead end, or a date that didn't go quite well and the character's left wondering, this other character seemed a little weird, what's up with that? Or whenever you have a mission that goes awry and leaves the character scarred in a different way. There are a lot of different ways you can make sure that you leave little breadcrumbs throughout your story.
Why don't you take that drink and chug it?
Oh, but you didn't want to hide things about characters. You just wanted to hide surprise events or set a different tone that suddenly changes in your story. For instance, if you're wanting the lighthearted party scene to take everyone by surprise, it's important to have the character be in a more serious mood whenever they get surprised. You need to build up a different tone. Internal monologue is great for this because it shows us the world that the character is seeing, and that allows us to change it pretty quickly. However, whenever you're doing something like a third-person omniscient point of view, it's important to set up external and environmental breadcrumbs to show us how things are going to change. By that I mean have different parts of the environment stand out based upon what you're trying to represent. Meaning if you're trying to represent some form of sadness that's going to then turn into happiness later, show people being sad. Show puddles of water on the road, how they step in, show some general misfortune, and then really showcase the happiness. Talk about how bright the room is, talk about how happy everyone is, use lots of exclamation points. Don't overdo it, of course, but make sure that things seem excited whenever you're trying to convey that tone.
So perfect and adorable.
Thank you. You hear that, YouTube comment section? I am perfect and adorable. Address me as such.
I bet your body's so sweet.
Say there's an event in your story that needs to completely take the readers by surprise. How do you surprise them? Well, you do hold all of the cards in this story. They don't know anything until you tell them. I mean, they can skip ahead, but that's cheating. However, if you do want it to truly shock them, there are some things you need to lay down. There's some groundwork that needs to be set beforehand. First, you need to hint that this event can happen. Though it may seem counterproductive, you need to show that there is a possibility of this event happening. Not a probability, it's not probable, but it's definitely possible. So let's say your main character is an investigator, and they're trying to catch a serial killer. Let's say they catch the serial killer, because why not? And the serial killer hangs themselves in prison, because life is hard, I guess. And then, your main character, the investigator, spirals into depression and alcoholism, because they caught the killer that killed their family. That's generic enough for an example, sure. But then it's revealed, oh, that's not the serial killer. That was just a random killer that we thought was the serial killer. But the serial killer is actually so cunning that we don't know who they are. But it's probably the main character's romantic interest. Maybe. This gives you the chance to lead them down a false trail of breadcrumbs and let them come to their own conclusions about what's happening. However, the conclusions they are coming to are completely and totally wrong. You can also have an event happen that is similar to the event that you want to take readers by surprise, but it's far less impactful. Say you have a character that gets assaulted inside of the secret bunker hidden away from aliens. This can be a precursor to one of the characters, a character different than the one that got assaulted, being murdered in their sleep. But the only people inside are humans, not aliens, unless the aliens can shapeshift. Or are there aliens in the first place? This is a government-run facility after all. They could be lying to us. Who knows? This sows the seeds for a lot of dissension. It also sows the seeds for some subplots. And additionally, it has a bit of foreshadowing, which is going to be very effective whenever it comes to misleading your readers. Whenever you're wanting to trick your readers into believing different things about your characters, tone, or events you have laid out in your story, it's important to remember to just be Chris Angel. Use a lot of misdirection. And green screens. Use a lot of green screens. Use so many, in fact. I think it would be a great idea if we had a lot more Ajit pies in the world in front of so many green screens. I think that would be doing the internet community a great service. Again, I just want to thank you all for watching. I'm going to summarize my points down below in the description so you all can hopefully keep track of what has been said here and at least take away a few useful notes. I'll probably write a post about it on Arcstorm that's going to be a more succinct version of what was said here. I actually do enjoy performing these more disjointed videos the most. They're the most fun to me. I just get to ramble and have lots of fun with them. I get to have Elizabeth off camera. It makes it more entertaining for me. I laugh a lot. I enjoy it the most, but it's not best for a more professional look. Thank you all for liking this video and commenting down below, as well as subscribing to the channel, staying up to date. If you want to stay up to date, not just with my videos, but general information and the writing memes that I post on a daily basis, go ahead and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the like. There are occasional normie posts, but you gotta make them. It has to happen. But not only can you order your own copy of Legendland off of ArcStorm, you can also keep up to date on what's going to be happening with me, whether I'm going to be going to an event near you, whether I'm going to be speaking at a library near you, coming to your school, or any of the fun things that you undoubtedly look forward to every time you go to bed at night, just praying to whatever space entity is out there saying, please, please, space entity, kidnap Noah Barfield and beam him down to my school. Please, I will give you 1,000 gerbils as payment.
Stop reading my thoughts!
Could you get your hands on 1,000 gerbils? I don't doubt it, actually. Princess Powderpuff looks like she could capture some of the enemy troops alive.
Yeah, but then I'd have to make sure she doesn't eat them. We'll go for a 50% success rate.
You could always feed the gerbils poison pellet first, so that way if Princess Powderpuff does eat them, she'll be too sick to eat the rest.
Or she'd die, and then there'd be no gerbil.
But she's mean.
Stop like that.
But is a mean pet worth keeping around?
I don't know, you're mean and I keep you.
Out of the two of us, I am not the pet here.
Sure.
Only one of us is led around on a leash, and it's definitely not me. Which one of us makes random cat noises just in the middle of conversation?
Why do you do that, Noah?